with the axe. Who's going to win this battle of the lumberjacks? That's coming up next. I'm putting my money on Clayton.
The progressives had the targeting of our youngest minds on their mind from the very beginning.
Right.
They knew they had to remove the one immovable object inside American civic life and in Western civilization if their schemes were to ever catch on. And they understood that immovable object was God, was faith, and that it was at the centerpiece of the American classroom since the founding. And they had to replace it. The way we describe it is to keep the Indiana Jones analogy going. It's like when you're trying to grab a precious artifact, but it's on a pressure plate. And if you take that artifact off the pressure plate, the alarm bells go off. If they had removed God immediately 100 years ago, the parents, the culture, the communities, the churches would have revolted. And so they openly wrote in the New Republic and other publications, and this is the research that David did, they openly discussed how do we remove God from the classrooms? That's the immovable object. And they ultimately landed on a forgery, which the culture at the time was willing to accept, which effectively was allegiance to the state. It was the flag. It was a new pledge, a pledge of allegiance written by a socialist that didn't say under God when it was originally written. I love the flag. I proudly said the Pledge of Allegiance today at the beginning. I revere it. For them, it was a new idea around which they could get society cohere that was more malleable, than nationalism being more malleable than biblical truth. Because when you have biblical truth and objective truth, you can't move people off of that.
To me, the ethos of service is I serve my country because I love my country, and I'm going to come home and start the next chapter of my life. And if I've got a chronic condition, mental, physical, otherwise, the government better be there for me. But otherwise, I don't want to be dependent if I don't have to be.
You got to have personal integrity.
And right now, a lot of groups are convincing vets to give, get, take more from the system as opposed to just what you need for the service you gave.
The announcement that Trump will nominate Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense. Is he qualified?
This is such a serious time in the world and arguably the most serious cabinet position. I just don't think he's a serious person from, I think, an unserious president who dodged the draft 5 times, called our troops suckers and losers, fundamentally misunderstands what selfless service is about and insulted Gold Star families and Medal of Honor recipients.
Donald Trump naming Pete Hegseth as the next Secretary of Defense has to be the biggest slap in the face to veterans. Not just like Donald Trump's word about John McCain and other veterans who were POWs or veterans who were dismembered from war and how he had disdain for those veterans, but to name someone who made jokes or who said that veterans who were getting the benefits they deserved and fought for were using the government lazy is absolutely ridiculous. Taking a host from Fox News and making him the Secretary of Defense is a huge slap in the face. The Pentagon isn't just mad because this person has no experience or he's not an insider. They're mad because Donald Trump is playing ridiculous loyalty games with the safety of this nation, the security of America, the standing of America. This is not a joke. This is code orange, and not because of Donald Trump's paint color. We are out here pretending that this cabinet that he's announcing isn't a true threat to America. Lauren Boebert, Department of Education Secretary? Are we being serious? Are we being serious? We should all be worried. We should all be worried. Donald Trump is showing that he does not care about what's in the best interest of this country. He only cares about who is loyal to him. And the joke he made this morning even proves that more when he joked with a group of Republicans about 2028 election and how they may have to change the rules so he can run again. You all may think it's a joke, but Donald Trump is a strong man, not interested in giving away his power. You all voted for him. Deal with that.